Okay, what is on my mind today? Well, what's on my mind is part of this entire bailout program that's going on, and I feel that we are not recognizing a growing crisis that needs to be recognized. And I'm talking about the credit card companies. That's right, the credit card companies that are receiving at least bailout money, their parent banks that own the credit card companies. And I'm talking about Chase, I'm talking about Citibank, I'm talking about Wells, talking about B of A, talking about Capital One. All these companies, all these banks are receiving rescue money. And I think what we need to propose to respond to our stimulus package is we need to hold these banks accountable, because here's what's going on. So we're under this big credit crunch, and we're under a lot of financial hardships. Everyone out there is suffering. And these credit card companies are doing a lot. Well, their patterns of activity is very similar to what they were doing early on last year regarding equity lines of credit, which if you were a homeowner, you would have noticed this, that if you had an equity line of credit, immediately the bank that had the equity line would shut it down, raise interest rate, request a payment in full. Because of the fact of many reasons, there was an immediate shortage of the secondary market to purchase these equity lines, and a lot of banks got stuck with some bad loans. Well, credit cards right now are being maxed out for a variety of reasons. A lot of people are being laid off. A lot of people who had to use those credit cards to purchase $4 a gallon gas are getting maxed out. And these trends of maxing out on our credit cards are affecting our FICO scores all across the nation. And these banks are reacting with these letters that are immediately shutting down credit card usage. They're immediately raising interest rate to 20, 30, I'm getting told sometimes 30% interest rates. And I feel that that's pretty unfair for a couple of reasons. Number one, these banks are receiving our taxpayer money to bail out their companies. So let me get this right. They're shutting down or raising our interest rates on our credit cards. They are receiving bailout money from our taxpayer money. And no one's bringing this to anybody's attention. And I feel that part of this bailout package has to be organizing a strict policy across the board. If we're bailing out these mortgages and we're bailing out these banks, we need to address these lobbyists that are being protected and are protecting the credit card interests. These credit card companies are being protected and not being included in adhering to some kind of policies that are going to protect the consumers, because these consumers are taxpayers, and these consumers that are taxpayers are having their money being used to bail out these banks. So this just doesn't seem fair. So what I'm trying to propose is everyone needs to get online and go to the White House website that is talking about the bailout plan, and we need to address this, because if we don't, these credit card companies are being protected and using our money to raise these ridiculous interest rates and shutting down credit card use. And I just feel that there is no policy set, and nobody is bringing this up for a reason. What's the reason? Could be protecting these lobbyists. These lobbyists are protecting the credit companies. This is politics in the making. And I see it unfolding, and I see that nothing's being done. And I need to get that voice out there and send that message out loud and clear that we as taxpayers need to address these credit card companies and their practices right now. That's my opinion.